name is Prentice Rhodes, a master instructor for NASM. And what we're going to do today is talk about the swing and how you can use it in your training to develop stabilization strength, and power. So the kettlebell swing is a great movement in the continuum of kettlebell lifts. It works a lot of your posterior chain or your backside, and even the act of doing the swing really forces you to use your upper body muscles to stabilize the bell as it's moving. The kettlebell swing is also foundational for some of your other ballistic lifts, like the snatch and the clean. So how are we going to train stabilization through power? We're going to use elements of the NASM OPT model. So the OPT model is a framework that addresses athletes with some form of movement compensation. So what we want to do is help the athlete work through the repetitive patterns that they're dealing with through their work and sport to create a good framework for them to develop strength and power. The OPT model has 3 levels and 5 phases. But for the sake of our training today, we're just going to focus on the levels. So let's get started. All right, so let's do a simple stabilization level workout. So the goals of stabilization level is you're going to develop optimal posture, you're going to develop body awareness, and also muscular endurance. To do this, we're going to find opportunities within the kettlebell swing to take a pause so that we can fix our posture. To accomplish this, we're going to do an exercise called a dead start swing. To do this dead start swing, we're going to set up in front of the kettlebell. We want to make sure that our feet are in alignment, we're sitting back into the hip hinge, and we want to make sure that our spines are in neutral. So we don't want to arch. We don't want to flex the spine, and we don't want to jack our necks up here. We want to keep the necks nice and neutral. So we're going to stand in front of the kettlebell, go down, pick it up, do a powerful backswing, swing the bell out, let the bell go, and we're going to stay in this ready position for 3 to 5 seconds. And then we'll do another rep. Now, notice when I stand up out of the swing, think about this as a vertical plank. My arms are parallel to the floor. Your core, your glutes, and your quad muscles are doing exactly what you would be doing in a plank on the floor. And I'm forcefully exhaling at the lockout of the swing. So after you've done 5 to 10 reps of this, what we're going to do is a stabilization level push-up. So the goal of this is to do a slow eccentric. You want to start here in the arms extended plank position. Make sure that we have a neutral neck. We want to make sure that that chest is right between the hands. And we're going to lower on a slow tempo. Pause, and then power up. We're going to do a couple reps of these. Always use the opportunity in stabilization level exercises to fix your posture. You notice there I let my chin sag a little bit. I want to bring that back in. Keep the spine in neutral. So the goal of this stabilization level workout is to do 10 reps of the dead start swing, 10 reps of the push-up, and you can repeat that for 3 to 5 sets. Great, now what we're going to do is a strength level workout. And the goal for strength level in the OPT model is to build on the adaptations that you made in stabilization level, but now we're really going to start to increase the intensity and teach your body how to produce more force. With the kettlebells, what we're going to do is a drill called a complex. Now, complex, simply, you're just taking 3 to 5 exercises and you're chaining them together without putting the bells down. So I'm going to have my friend Nolan, who's also a master trainer with NASM, he's going to come out and demonstrate a complex. So before you get going, we're going to do 5 swings. We're going to clean the bells up to the shoulders, do 5 presses, 5 squats, and finish it up with 5 swings. So Nolan, you go ahead. Now, what we want to do with this swing is make sure that Nolan starts to find that vertical plank position. You want to think about the swing as like a jump. You want to have the head and neck neutral. Now go ahead and do those 5 presses, and we want to lower them in a slightly slow tempo. 2, and make sure that those elbows get to extension at the top of the lift. Let's do a couple more. Good. Now he's going to drop those bells back into the rack position, and we're going to do a front squat. 2, and we want to do slow on the way down, a little pause, and then power up. Excellent. Do 2 more. And good. Now we're going to open that stance up so that the bells have space to pass through, and we'll do a last set of swings. Let's go for 5. 5, stay nice and tall through the neck. 3, good. 2, and 1, and put the bells down safely, and good. So there's your stabilization or your strength level workout. All right, great, and thanks again to Nolan for helping us out with that second workout. Now, what we want to wrap up with is a power level workout. Now, what we want to do in the power level is we want to always build on the changes of the previous level. So we're really teaching the body how to produce force in the strength level. Now, we want to take that strength, those strength adaptations in the power level, and teach the body how to move faster. And to do this, we're going to use a superset. For this workout, I'm going to take a deadlift, and then I'm going to follow that with some kettlebell swings, some really fast kettlebell swings. Now, as far as the weight that you're using for the deadlift, you want to do something around 80 to 85% of your training max. Remember, you're not in competition. We don't want to go overboard. Okay? And then for the kettlebell swing, you also want to do something of moderate intensity. Okay? Something that's not too heavy, not too light. You're going to find your Goldilocks kettlebell. Now, before we get started, there are a couple of rules, a couple of stop signs that you have when you're doing power level workouts. Number 1, always, is if you start to get shaky, muscles start shaking, you want to cut the workout short. If you start to fail your talk test, that means if you're finding it difficult to catch your breath between sets, we want to stop, live to train another day. And finally, when you're doing kettlebell swings, if you notice that the speed of your swings starts to slow down, we want to stop and save it for the next workout, okay? So in this workout, I'm going to do roughly 3 to 5 reps of a deadlift, and then I'm going to go pick up my kettlebell here and do a set of swings. So again, when I come up to the bar and lift, my feet are around hip to shoulder width apart. For my body, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time practicing to find that ideal stance for you in this technique. Since this weight isn't too heavy, I'm just going to go with a double overhand grip. You can do an alternating grip, and that's perfectly okay as well. I want to make sure that my spine is nice and neutral. And we are going to push through the center of the feet and stand straight up into the lockout position. I want to make sure that that spine stays in alignment. You can shake off the tension a little bit, and then we're going to chase this with a set of kettlebell swings. Now for this, I'm just using a 24 kilo, 52 pound kettlebell. Again, getting into the hinge, making sure the spine is in alignment. Park the bell safely, stand up. Now, when you do this, potentially you'll do 3 to 5 sets. Okay, go ahead, try this out and enjoy. All right, so we have just learned how to use the kettlebell swing in all 3 levels of the OPT model. Remember, you can only be as strong as you are stable, and you can only be as powerful as you are strong. And what you want to do with the kettlebell is you really want to spend time understanding the technique, number 1, and then you want to understand what each level of the model is asking of you, okay? And then with a little bit of focus, patience, and dedication, you can add the kettlebell to any one of your